Let's talk about this Jordan 1 Lost and Found release from Saturday. Yeah, that was it was an interesting one. Let's be real. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shaad. As usual, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Please consider subscribing. But if you like the content that I'm putting out here, also make sure to hit that like button on your way out as well. So yeah, let's talk about this Jordan 1 release. This was a highly sought after shoe, probably the most hype release of 2022 for sure. Um, you know, good shoe. I was able to score on the exclusive access from sneakers the week prior or 2 weeks prior. I can't even remember when I got them. Really good shoe, really clean shoe. Sneaker of the year candidate, of course. I don't know if it's that one for me, but it's a good shoe. It's a really good shoe. The talk was that there was supposed to be some 500K pairs that were available. And it was across multiple retailers. So I saw something posted on Twitter that there was supposed to be some 332K on the sneakers app alone. Don't quote me on that. I have a picture. I took a snapshot of it, so I'll share that as well. But yeah, there's some over 300,000 pairs that were supposed to be released on the sneakers app. But after talking to a few people, after my own experiences trying to scoop a couple of pairs for some friends, it was a disaster. It was pretty bad. It wasn't as smooth as I thought it was gonna go. Now I didn't have all the trouble that a lot of people had. I know a lot of people were talking about not being able to actually join the draw itself. I didn't have any problems with that. I was able to join within seconds. So that was a good look. But I did sit there and wait for almost an hour and a half to get my results. And when I did, so I actually tried to get a GS size for the homie and his kid. Tried to get a toddler size. And then I tried to get an adult size. I did try to do the double up on there. And all three were unsuccessful. They were the GS and the toddler size. I got the notifications on them fairly quick within the first 30 minutes. But it was the adult size. I was waiting and I was waiting, and then finally got the notification that I did not hit on that. I'm not disappointed that I didn't hit because I already had my pair, but I could tell, like, for those who didn't get exclusive access and they didn't hit on any of the other draws or raffles that were going around, like, this was like, the idea was this was my best shot to get these shoes. And I think a lot of people felt like that, like, oh, this is going to be just such a widely available shoe. Don't pay resale price. You're going to be able to get your pair no problem. Now, that still might actually be the case. I mean, throughout the year, Nike's been re-releasing drops over and over and over again. I think that for this particular release, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I think there are going to be some pairs available here and there. They're going to be sprinkled out. But right away, I think a lot of people panicked, and the resale price actually shot up. I think it's somewhere my size 12, around $450. I think about $430 at the time of this recording here, which is much more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to go back down to about 250, 275. So, for those who panic purchased, I understand. You never know. We can't predict what's going to happen, for some of these brands and retailers with these drops. So I get it. I've done it before. I've purchased pairs from GOAT or from StockX that end up dropping later, and I'm able to get them for retail. And, it's just the nature of the game. But this was a crazy release. I think that the expectations were very high on these as far as, like, being able to cop, and then also, not having to pay resale on these. And I think botters did eat off of these. I think there was a lot of botters that were able to score multiple pairs easily. And so, I mean, obviously that takes away some of the availability. And then the whole backdooring conversation is an interesting conversation. I try not to engage too much into it because I don't want to accuse, and I'm not out there in the streets and I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So, I kind of stay away from that conversation. But I mean, does it happen? I'm sure it does. Right? Like, when it comes to money, like, some people don't have, there's no moral compass when it comes to money. Just to say, like, people will do almost anything, to get money. And so, yeah, I'm sure it does happen. Who it happens with regularly, I have no idea. I can't even tell you the last time I've been into a retail store to go pick up some sneakers. It's been a long time. So, it does it affect me? I'm sure it does, like depending on the release. But what can I do about it? What can you do? It's, you lick your wounds and you try on for the next one. And so I've been lucky this last year with some of the releases. I've pretty much been able to get everything that I've wanted, with the exception of the Jackie Robinson Dunks and a couple of other pairs. But I was able to get the ones that I really, really wanted. So, but let me know what you guys think about this week's release. Like, what was your experience like? Did you have any trouble with it? Did you score a couple of pairs, without any problems? Did you have any issues? And where did you get them from? Also, one thing that I want to mention is I did create a survey for feedback on this Jordan 1 release. So I will leave a link in the description, and I'll also leave a link in the comment as well. But if you have a minute, all it takes is a minute. Fill out that survey. Let me know what your experience was with this Jordan 1 release. If you tried to cop, if you didn't try to cop, you can still fill out the survey. Just want to know, what your thoughts are on this shoe, and, what is your sneaker of the year, and what are you looking forward to this upcoming week? I'm going to share the results from the survey on the next Sneaker Talk with Shaad video, which will probably be Friday. So I'm going to do a beginning of the week. We'll do the survey, and then we'll do a recap on Friday, and I'll share the results. It's going to be interesting to see what people think and, what people feel. I want to engage a little bit more and get you guys' idea of, what's going on in the sneaker world, and, share that and have that discussion. Make sure that we have those topics and, being able to go back and forth with it. So I'm trying this out. Please do fill out that survey. Let me know what you think. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about, please leave a comment below. But yeah, like I said, the release was interesting. It wasn't the worst in my opinion. I know some people were like, "Oh, it's the worst release of the year, worst drop of the year. Everything was bad." Like, you've got to really consider the demand on this shoe was really, really high. And imagine, some millions of people trying to go for something 300K pairs. It's still going to cause some problems. So, like, you got to put that into perspective as well. But I think sneakers did the best that they could, I'm sure, considering, just like most of these other companies do when they have a big hyped release. Like, they try to take these precautionary measures to ensure the best experience possible. But, sometimes things happen. And, when you've got millions of people who are clicking simultaneously to try to, score on a pair of shoes, like, things are going to happen. So you've got to take that into consideration. And, while you can take that into consideration, there's nothing wrong with being frustrated about it too. I can't front on that. You can definitely be frustrated, because I've been there many times where there was a shoe that I was really, really, really wanting, and I thought I was going to be able to secure a pair, and it didn't happen. And so, you're left high and dry, or resulting to having to go to the resale market, and that's always not what you want, paying potentially hundreds of dollars more than what the retail value was. So unless you're super, super patient and about certain releases that are going to have multiple drops, then I would say that, sometimes you do what you got to do. But again, post a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this Jordan 1 release. How many pairs do you suspect were actually dropped on Saturday? Do you think it was 500K total? Or do you think it was 330K from the sneakers app alone? Or do you think there were much less available at the time of release? But let me know. It's going to be an interesting week. There are a lot of good releases this week coming out. Let me know what you're looking for. You've got the Alma Year 4s in the sneakers draw coming out, which should be another interesting one. You've also got the DJ Khaled We the Best and the Crimson, what is it? The Crimson Bliss. Yeah, Crimson Bliss Jordan 5s. That's a good looking shoe. I like the sail colorway a little bit more, but I don't mind the Crimson Bliss. I don't know if I'm gonna go for them. I know I said I was done for the rest of the year with sneakers, but there might be a pair or two here that I might try to go for. But you got those. You got some NMDs coming out. You got some Shack Attacks. Yeah, you've got a few different dunks that are coming out as well this week. So, yeah, let me know what you're looking forward to this week. It's also in the survey. So, one more time, a plug for that survey. Link is in the description. Link is in the comment. Make sure you fill that out. Only takes a minute. I'm going to share those results on Friday. It's going to be fun to get that feedback and to share that with you guys. And that's all I have for this one. So, thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a drop. And I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace.